adding integers. Remember, integers are both positive and negative numbers. Don't you love it when it does that? Okay. Integers are positive and negative numbers. 3, -3. Those are integers. Remember, we also said that those are opposites. So we are going to be dealing with not only adding the positive integers that you've been used to adding up until now, we're going to add negative integers as well. In class, we talked about when you have integers with the same sign, that you were just going to add and keep the sign. So just like you learned back in kindergarten, if you have 3 plus 2, those are both positives, so we add 3 plus 2 is 5, and we keep the sign, which is a positive 5, but we don't put the positive sign. We never have. We just write a 5. We do have to put negative signs. So if I had a -3 plus a -2, I add 3 plus 2 is 5, and I keep the sign. The sign was negative. They both had a negative, so the answer is going to be negative. So when both of the numbers have the same sign, you just add. Same sign, you are going to add and keep the sign. All right. I'm going to put a few problems down, and then you can copy them, figure them out, and then start to play again and see how you did. All right, write these problems down, or you can pause and write the problems down, and then when you're done, press play and see how you did, okay? Okay, I hope you got all those right, and I hope you felt that that was pretty easy. So if they have the same sign, just add and keep the sign. All right, so now the question is, what happens if the signs are different? All right, heading when signs are different. Here's a problem. We've got a +6, and we're going to add a -4. So one positive and one negative. And there's really just two things you have to do. The first thing is to subtract. Yes, I said subtract. And subtract the way you normally would. You're going to take the smaller number away from the larger number. So you'll just say 6 minus 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. And now we have to see, is the answer going to be positive or negative? So we go back to the problem and we say, which one of these has a higher absolute value? Remember absolute value? That was this. Oh, that was not with all of those green markings. So the absolute value, remember we did that in the washing machine, and absolute value is always positive. So the absolute value of -4 is 4. The absolute value of 6 is 6. That means how far away is it from 0? So which one of these has a higher absolute value? Is it 6 or is it 4? Well, 6. 6 has a higher absolute value. Is 6 positive or negative? 6 is positive. So the answer is going to be positive. So the answer is +2. 6 plus a -4 is a +2. Let's do another one. Okay, so I've written 2 plus a negative 8. So step 1 is to subtract. You're going to subtract the smaller one from the larger one. So in this case, we are going to say 8 minus 2. Forget about the signs and just subtract. 8 minus 2, the answer is 6. So now we are going to go to step 2. And here is step 2. You are going to keep the sign of the largest absolute value. So you go back to the problem, and what is the absolute value of 2? The absolute value of 2 is 2. It's 2 spots away from 0. What is the absolute value of negative 8? How far away is negative 8 from 0? Well, the absolute value of negative 8 is 8. Which one is bigger? 8. So it says you are going to keep the sign of the largest absolute value. And this has the largest absolute value, and the sign is negative 8. So our answer is going to be negative 6. 2 plus negative 8 is negative 6. These are the 2 steps that you should have written down. If you didn't write them down nice and neat, please make sure you do that now. Pause it if you have to, because these are 2 very important steps on subtracting integers when you have different signs. Here is a different look at adding integers with different signs. Here I've got the negative in the first number, but still you follow the same 2 steps. So negative 5 plus 8, step 1 is to subtract them. Forget about the signs and just say 8 minus 5. And 8 minus 5 is 3. Step 2, you're going to keep the sign of the highest absolute value. I go up here and I look. The absolute value of negative 5 is 5. The absolute value of 8 is 8. So 8 has the higher absolute value. 8 is positive, so this answer is going to be positive. I don't have to write the positive sign, so the answer is a positive 3. All right, I'm going to give you some to practice now. All right, here are your problems to practice. I hope you were copying them down as I was writing. Now I want you to pause and work these out, and then start it up again and see how you did. All right, the answer to number 1 is a positive 7. The reason why? Because 9 has a higher absolute value, so that's why this is a positive answer. The next answer is a negative 2. It's negative because negative 7 has a higher absolute value. And the final answer, number 3, is negative 4 because the negative 6 has the higher absolute value. All right, tomorrow in class, we are going to go over some more of these. And if you have any questions, please be ready to ask them. You can even email me some questions if you would like tonight. All right, look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.